BeakerBeat.
It's Monday, January 30th, 2012, and this week's BeakerBeat, Roche makes a multi-billion-dollar pass at Illumina, but gets no love in return. So does no really mean no? Details coming up. Plus the FDA gets angry and nasty with the generics maker. See what the fuss is all about. And the life sciences biz is taking over pop culture. From films to TV to late-night comedy shows, our industry is everywhere. All that and more in this week's edition of BeakerBeat, brought to you by Life Technologies. To learn more about Life Technologies, visit their company webpage on Beaker.com. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of BeakerBeat. I'm Mike Justice, thanks for tuning in. Well, we are honoring the NHL's All-Star Game played in Ottawa A this past weekend. A lot of fun. We'll have some hockey clips scattered throughout the show. Speaking of hockey, it's rough and tumble, a lot of fighting going on, and Roche and Illumina are having their own battle. Just not on the ice. Not yet, anyway.
And I think that was Jack. Well, it was Jeff or Jack. These brothers are stomping all over.
Roche is getting hostile with Illumina. After trying to negotiate a deal, which apparently fell flat, Roche has made a hostile bid of $5.7 billion for San Diego-based Illumina. The bid is $44.50 per share, but shortly after the offer, Illumina's share price soared about $10 higher, so clearly investors think there's a bigger bid coming. Illumina is not sitting idly by. To keep its shareholders from selling, Illumina is offering a dividend of one preferred stock purchase right for each share of common stock held through February 6th. That's according to Bloomberg. As for the now hostile negotiations, many analysts agree this is just about price and who will get their way. What could help Illumina is that Roche is very motivated, and other big players like GE or Siemens could step in and spark a bidding war. Illumina is the big boy in the evolving DNA sequencing market, and this move has many wondering what it could mean for personalized medicine. Roche is a leading developer and provider of targeted cancer drugs, but the Swiss healthcare giant is way behind Illumina in the business of making the sequencing machines that help researchers study new gene targets for personalized drugs. As the cost of gene sequencing has dropped swiftly, its potential in medicine has risen. Now, one intangible that could help Roche is location, as in keeping Illumina's folks in San Diego. In its release, Roche says it plans to move the headquarters for Roche Applied Science to San Diego as it merges operations. So tell us what you think about this story or any story that you see in today's show. Very simple. You click below, type in your comment, send it to me. I promise I'll read and respond to every one of them. And when you're done watching BeakerBeat, check out Beaker's blog and see what Sanofi CEO has to say about the FDA on behalf of the trade group Pharma. Plus, watch an interview with Dr. David Agus, the former oncologist for the late Steve Jobs. He discusses his take on the future of personalized care. Those stories and more on Beaker's blog.
Slashing is, like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. And, there's a penalty for that?
Yeah, and for a trip also, you know,
Oh.
like that, and for hook like this, and for spear, you know, like that. All bad.
The U.S. Justice Department announced a groundbreaking consent decree that requires Indian drug maker Ranbaxy to make fundamental changes to plants in the U.S. and India. The company won't be allowed to sell products made at certain facilities until problems there are corrected. It has to give up its 180-day exclusivity on 3 undisclosed drugs and perhaps relinquish those rights on 3 more if it doesn't meet certain milestones. So why such a harsh decree? Well, the company's quality control problems were serious to be sure, but the bigger issue is Ranbaxy violated a drug-making golden rule. It falsified data submitted to the FDA. So now Ranbaxy has to set up internal safeguards to make sure fake data doesn't land in company filings again. It also has to audit any FDA applications produced by the troubled facilities, and if auditors find false data, those applications must be withdrawn. One bit of good news for Ranbaxy: the decree won't affect the company's Lipitor marketing. The UK's healthcare watchdog NICE turned down 3 oncology meds for use in treating colorectal cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. Merck KGaA's Erbitux, Roche's Avastin, and Amgen's Vectibix all struck out, confirming an initial advisory board decision. The reason is simple: NICE says the meds aren't a good value for the money. Abbott Labs is cutting about 700 workers as part of its ongoing restructuring, with, quote, several hundred more facing the axe by year's end. The news comes almost a year exactly after Abbott announced 1,900 job cuts, also under the guise of restructuring. Most of the cuts hit its non-pharma businesses. The stent-making ops in California will lose 300 folks, and its Chicago area diagnostics unit will cut 200. The remaining 200 layoffs affect its Puerto Rico pharma ops. Sanofi's Genzyme unit won FDA approval for its new plant in Framingham, Mass. The facility can now make Fabrazyme, the Fabry disease drug that's been running short for 2 years. Canadian health officials are urging males ages 9 to 26 to get vaccinated against HPV. This extends a recommendation already in place for females and could be profitable for those who make a vaccine, such as Merck. Just a thought, but they could vaccinate the entire country if they offered it during intermission of a hockey game, or spike their beer with it. Either way. Who knows how long Pfizer can keep this up, but they've once again defended man's best friend. No, not a dog. Viagra. Pfizer won a court battle over the Viagra trademark, preventing an energy drinks company from using the name Viaguara, because you don't want excited elderly men to confuse a blue pill with an odd-tasting sugary drink. More proof that Americans tend to be lazy and apathetic. A new study reveals that about 67% of American adults aged 36 to 39, so these are people who probably work and make some money and should be smart, they followed news reports regarding the swine flu pandemic. So what did they do about it? Not much. While they were at least mildly concerned, only 1 of 5, a mere 20%, went to the trouble of getting vaccinated. Apparently the other 80% just changed the channel.
Morrow, up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Celgene has snapped up Bedford, Mass-based biotech Avila Therapeutics and its early-stage BTK inhibitor. The buyout includes $350 million in cash and could hit $925 million with milestone payments. Amgen picked up Micromet for $1.2 billion, or $11 a share. That's a 33% premium. Amgen gets Micromet's U.S. headquarters in an R&D center in Munich, where its scientists have been hatching new antibody programs to fight cancer using its BiTE technology. The buyout follows a $1 billion discovery deal and licensing pact signed last July between the two companies. Johnson & Johnson's fourth quarter earnings dropped by 89%, due largely to litigation and a product recall. Plus, profit forecast for 2012 fell short of analyst estimates. The good news is profits are still expected to come in at a little over $5 a share, and without the one-time charges, fourth quarter earnings beat expectations. Also, the company says it has turned a corner in cleaning up its recall mess, has several newly approved drugs on the market, and saw a 6.7% increase in pharma revenues.
It's the Flying V, led by Jesse Hall. Hall up the center ice. Hall with it toward the Germany blue line. Hall booting on Averman. He scores!
If it seems like the life sciences industry is popping up all over the pop culture map lately, you're not crazy. Well, if you watch our show, you probably are, but back to the point. Life sciences storylines occupy films, like Love and Other Drugs, about a Viagra sales rep, to Limitless, about a man who pops a pill to get motivated and become a millionaire, to the upcoming Farm Girl, also about a sales rep. Now on TV, a horrible remake of Bosom Buddies featured 2 men dressing as women to sell pharma products. And in the comedy news circuit, Jay Leno and others were poking fun at Paula Deen's diabetes announcement. Stephen Colbert recently did a bid on health care and a lack of vaccinations for children. And just last week, HHS Secretary Kathleen Sebelius appeared on The Daily Show to discuss the health care changes taking place since the new laws were put into place. Now, while this is nothing new, films and TV shows involving our industry date back for decades, and who knows how many Viagra jokes have been told on late-night TV, it seems to be happening in a cluster. So why is that? Is it because the healthcare debate has been so heated and well-versed for the past 3 years that it subconsciously influences us? Or is it simply that those who do not work in this business have a fascination of how it works? Could it be that making medicines is such a mystery to most folks that they use it as a convenient plot line? Are we so conditioned to think that taking a pill will indeed create havoc and drama, so it's used as a crutch in film, TV, etc.? Who knows? But I do wish someone would create a pill like the one they used in Limitless. Because, I need to clean out my garage. So we just mentioned Stephen Colbert's show, and longtime viewers of that program might recognize this logo. This is the Saginaw Spirit minor league hockey team in Saginaw, Michigan. Stephen adopted that team, sort of, about 6 years ago. Well, that's it for this week's edition of BeakerBeat. I'm Mike Justice. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. And like our buddies at the Red Green Show say, keep your stick on the ice. Especially you, Jeremy. Sit, Beaker. Sit. Good dog. All right, Jeremy. Time for a cheer. Ready? Okay. I've got spirit. Yes, I do. I've got spirit. How about you? That was terrible. I'm not going to make the team. I'm going to try out for the Dolphins cheer squad. I don't think I'll make it.